Welcome to day 3 tutorial for our Physical Science VEX Go Car Lab. I'm Kaylee Gwynn, one of your K-5 STEM ISDs, and I'm going to be walking you through today's activities, which will be using the wind-up supercar that your students created yesterday. So in today's lesson, it's all about testing this build and connecting it to the force, motion, and energy standards that we're working on here in 5th grade. Specifically, today we're looking at the idea that energy has the ability to cause motion or create change. And so as we test the car, that's what our main focus is going to be on. As students test today, they're going to work on cranking 3 full rotations, letting the car go, and then recording the distance that their car travels. This is a great place to introduce those control groups and constants in your experiments as well, such as same person every time, same starting point, same surface that you're testing it on, so that the only true variable will have to do with the number of cranks that you use. Today, students are going to record their data inside those student pages, so you'll see a spot for a table as well as a graph where they can record their results from the experiment. After all groups are done completing their trials, have them share out what they noticed and what the difference is in their graphs as well. So how does the number of cranks relate to the energy causing motion? And of course, the theory that we're trying to get to is the more cranks, the more energy and tension we're creating, and the further that your car should go. Less cranks creates less energy. So how does mechanical energy relate to motion? Well, it creates motion because we know that energy can cause motion and create change. If time allows at the end of class today and you've finished all your testing, go ahead and have your students start taking apart this supercar because they'll start a different build tomorrow. There's no transitional directions, unfortunately, like there were to get from the unpowered to this one. However, if you don't have time, we've built that into your schedule for tomorrow so that students will be taking this apart and creating a motorized version. So we're going to take this wind-up unmotorized version and adding a motor to it. Also, going into tomorrow, make sure you have your batteries charged so that your cars will actually go. And so in your kit, the battery looks like this. It's the one that has the little button on the side and the orange wire coming out. When you charge it, it's going to plug right into here in the USB-C port. So the charging ports for these battery packs are located inside of those big bags where you found these kits. In there, you probably noticed there's also a spare parts bin. That's where you might have found your parts poster, some extra pieces, some extra pin pullers. That's where your chargers were originally stored when the kits were shipped to you. So you're gonna go ahead and pull out one from each of those big ones, pull out all of the batteries if they haven't already been charged, and plug them in. They'll charge overnight. They take about an hour and a half or so, maybe 2 if they're completely dead, to fully charge. A quick way to check if your batteries are charged before doing all that work is there's a little button on the side. If you push this button and no lights show up like mine, that means that your battery is completely dead. However, if it shows up and it has 1 green light, that means it's about half full. You should have enough juice to get through tomorrow's lesson. Ideally, when you push the button, you'll see 2 green lights, and that's going to let you know it's completely charged and ready to go. Now that I'm done for today, I'm going to go ahead and take apart my supercar build, so feel free to hang on if you want to watch how quick and easy that is. My recommendation there is to make sure your students have this pin puller tool. That's going to make getting all those little red pins out of here much easier and much faster. Take apart takes, I would say, 1/3 of the time of putting together, usually 5 minutes or less, which is awesome because by this point, you're probably a little bit short on time in your lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and take apart my supercar, and I will see you back for day 4.